There are moments in life when God doesn't just shift your location, He shifts your entire story. And for someone listening to this message right now, this is one of those moments. This is not just a season of relocation. It is a season of divine alignment. God is not just moving you to a new place. He is moving you with someone who is meant to love you, cover you, and walk beside you. This next chapter of your life isn't going to be walked alone. God is joining your journey with someone whose heart beats in rhythm with His will for you. This is more than romance. This is covenant. This is destiny. Before we go any further, if your spirit is already agreeing with this word, type "I receive" in the comments. Let your faith be your first action of agreement, because when you type it, you're not just commenting, you're declaring to the atmosphere that you're ready for God's promise to manifest. And if this is your first time here, I welcome you with love and warmth. This is a place where faith comes alive, where divine timing is revealed, and where we walk together through seasons of preparation and promise. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss what God is speaking in this hour. Your season is shifting, and your spirit is being prepared to walk into something extraordinary. Beloved, what God is about to do in your life is not ordinary. This move you're sensing, this stirring in your spirit, this deep knowing that something is changing. It's not just a random transition. It's a divine orchestration. You have walked through a long season of refining, of waiting, of pruning, of silence. And many times, you wondered why God seemed so quiet. You wondered why doors stayed shut when you prayed for them to open. But the silence was not God's absence. It was His preparation. He has been building something far bigger than what your eyes can see right now. In this season, God is not only preparing a place for you, He is preparing a person to walk with you. This is not about meeting someone just to fill a void. This is about stepping into a divine partnership that carries purpose, legacy, and spiritual weight. This is why the waiting felt so intense. This is why you were hidden in plain sight. This is why certain connections fell apart. Because the one God has chosen for you isn't just someone who will love you, they will love God with you. They will carry the same fire, the same hunger, the same spiritual maturity, and they will cover you in prayer the way you have covered others. But before this promise manifests, God often brings His children through a divine test. And that is the season many of you are in right now. It is a season where it feels like nothing is moving, like everything is stretching you, and like the promise is so close but not quite within reach. This is not punishment. This is preparation. In James 1:2-4, it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." God is using this test to mature you, to build in you the strength, the patience, and the faith required for the weight of the promise that's coming. Think about Israel in the wilderness. God didn't allow them to enter the promised land immediately after leaving Egypt. He led them through a wilderness season to strip away old mindsets, to reveal their hearts, and to teach them to trust Him. Deuteronomy 8:2 says, "Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the wilderness these 40 years, to humble and test you in order to know what was in your heart." For someone listening, your wilderness hasn't been about punishment, it's been about positioning. God has been testing the posture of your heart before releasing the promise. The partner God is aligning you with isn't coming into a broken foundation. They're coming into a life that has been surrendered, refined, and built on the rock. And God will never unite you with someone in the middle of confusion. He will align it in divine clarity. This person isn't going to come to distract you. They will come to stand beside you. They will love your purpose. They will intercede for your destiny, and they will understand your silence because they speak the same spiritual language. But hear me clearly, God tests before He trusts. Just as He tested Abraham when He asked him to offer Isaac in Genesis 22, He allows certain seasons to stretch us beyond what feels comfortable. Abraham didn't know the outcome. He didn't see the ram in the thicket until he obeyed. And that's where you are now. You may not see the full picture, but obedience is what unlocks the next door. You may not understand the timing, but faith is what moves the hand of God. Proverbs 18:12 says, "Before a downfall the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. God has been humbling you, not to harm you, but to elevate you, because when He releases this kind of covenant, it is meant to be carried with humility, with reverence, and with stewardship. This relationship will not be built on fleshly desires, but on spiritual alignment, and that is why it's taking time. God is protecting what He is building. He is shielding it from premature exposure. Beloved, I need you to understand something deeply. Every delay you have faced has been divine protection. Every door that closed was God's mercy. Every heartbreak that didn't make sense at the time was a shield in disguise. Because the person God is preparing for you was also being refined in their own wilderness. They too were facing tests, delays, and silence. They too were being shaped by God to match the weight of the calling on your life. When the two of you come together, it will not just be love, it will be purpose in motion. Isaiah 43:2 reminds us of God's promise. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. You have passed through waters. You have walked through fire. And through it all, God has been with you. That is why you're still standing. That's why your faith has been stretched but not broken. Because this next chapter carries a promise worth the wait. This divine move is not just about relocation in the physical sense. It is a spiritual repositioning. God is moving you out of places of pain, delay, and spiritual warfare into places of alignment, overflow, and partnership. He's moving you to a land where your faith will flourish and your heart will finally feel at home. This move may surprise people around you, but it will not surprise your spirit, because your spirit has been sensing it all along. Romans 8:37 declares, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us." You are not entering this next season as a victim of what happened. You are entering it as a conqueror, covered by grace, strengthened by trials, and prepared for purpose. That's why the old season had to be uncomfortable. That's why doors refused to open, because the wrong environment cannot hold a right promise. The wrong season cannot sustain a divine covenant. And yes, the one God is bringing into your life is not just going to understand your vision. They will carry their own vision that complements yours. They will not compete with you. They will complete the mission with you. They will not tear down your faith. They will stand in prayer beside you. They will love your soul with a love that mirrors the love of Christ. They will see your scars and still choose your soul, because they are not assigned to your comfort. They are assigned to your destiny. Someone has been crying out to God asking, "Lord, why does it feel so hard? Why does it feel like everyone else is being blessed except me?" Galatians 6:9 answers that cry, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." That is the season you're in right now, the proper time season, the moment where you must choose to keep believing even when nothing looks like what God said, because your faith is not wasted. Your obedience has not gone unseen. Heaven is moving even when earth looks still. God is not just sending someone into your life, He is sending someone who has been equipped to love you well, someone who understands covenant, not just commitment, someone who will pray with you in the midnight hours, who will speak life when the world speaks doubt, who will remind you of God's word when your heart feels heavy. And the beautiful thing is, they will recognize you in the Spirit before they fully understand you in the natural. This is how God ordains connections. It's not forced, it's recognized. Matthew 6:33 declares, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This is why God has been calling you deeper in prayer. This is why He's been asking you to trust Him even in the silence, because He knows once your heart is fully aligned with Him, the blessings, including this divine partnership, will flow naturally. You won't have to chase it. You won't have to manipulate it. It will be established by the hand of God. During this testing season, your response matters more than you realize. This is the time to guard your words, to stay in a posture of worship, to fix your eyes on Jesus and not on the timelines of others. This is the time to refuse comparison, to forgive those who hurt you, to fast when your flesh wants to quit, and to pray when it feels like nothing is changing. Because faith isn't proven when everything is perfect. Faith is proven when nothing looks like the promise, but you choose to believe anyway. Your obedience in this wilderness will open doors no man can shut. Your prayers have been storing treasures in heaven. Your tears have not been in vain. Psalm 56:8 says that God collects every tear in a bottle, which means nothing you've walked through has gone unnoticed. Every night you cried, every battle you fought silently, every time you kept believing even when no one understood. You were building spiritual weight, and now God is saying, I am moving you. But this time, you won't go alone. For some of you, the person God is sending has already been positioned in your story. It's just not time for the introduction yet. For others, God is aligning your steps in a way that your paths will intersect divinely, not accidentally. And when it happens, it will be peaceful. It won't be full of anxiety or fear. It won't feel like you're trying to make it work. It will flow. Because when God writes a love story, it comes with His peace. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are in the middle of God's timing. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. That includes your love story. That includes your move. That includes the alignment of your destiny. Every delay has been a setup. Every no has been a redirection. Every silence has been a holy incubation. Beloved, I know this waiting has been long. I know it has stretched your faith. I know you've seen others step into their promises and you've whispered to God, when will it be my turn? But hear this clearly. Your turn is not being denied. It's being divinely timed. And when God finally reveals the fullness of what He's been preparing, it will make sense why the waiting was necessary. It will make sense why certain doors never opened, why certain people walked away, and why your spirit couldn't settle for anything less than God's best. This next move is holy. It is not just a change of location. It is the unfolding of a divine partnership that will impact generations. Because when God joins two people together for purpose, it's never just about them. It's about legacy. It's about kingdom work. It's about what heaven wants to birth through their unity. This is why the enemy fought you so hard in your waiting season. He knew what was coming. But no attack can cancel what God has ordained. No delay can destroy what heaven has already sealed. As you prepare for this divine move, keep your heart soft. Keep your faith strong. Stay close to God. Stay rooted in prayer. Because when this promise manifests, it will not just bless your heart, it will glorify God through your life. And your story will become a testimony for others who are still in the waiting. They will look at you and say, if God did it for them, He can do it for me. Now, if this word is resonating in your spirit, if something inside of you knows that this message is for you, type blessed and ready in the comments. Declare it. Speak it out loud. Let heaven and hell know that you are standing in faith.
Like this video if it has strengthened your spirit.
Share it with someone who needs to be reminded that God's promises never fail. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next word of encouragement and revelation. Your move is coming, and this time you won't walk into it alone. There is something powerful about how God aligns destinies in silence. Many of you have been in a quiet, almost hidden season, a season where your prayers seem to echo, where your dreams feel delayed, and where your heart wonders why the path ahead looks foggy. But this quietness is not a sign that nothing is happening. It is proof that God is working behind the scenes. When He's preparing something significant, He often does it away from the noise, away from the spotlight, and away from the places where premature voices might try to interfere. This is why the last season has felt like isolation. Not because you were forgotten, but because you were being positioned. God was working in the unseen. He has been preparing a place that is not just geographical, it is spiritual. He has been aligning someone's heart with yours, not through force, but through purpose. You are not just moving to a new address. You are being escorted into a chapter that carries divine fulfillment. And with that chapter comes someone who has been chosen to love you deeply, intentionally, and righteously. Sometimes the divine tests come wrapped in stillness. Sometimes God won't give you a timeline. He'll give you a promise. And the gap between promise and fulfillment is the proving ground. That's where He shapes your faith, teaches you patience, and refines your character. That's where He strips away the parts of you that can't go with you into the promise. That's where He teaches you to walk by faith and not by sight, to trust His voice even when you can't trace His hand. This is exactly what happened with Joseph. God gave him a dream, a divine promise, but didn't give him a schedule. Before the palace, Joseph endured betrayal, abandonment, slavery, and imprisonment. But each test was not a detour. It was preparation. Genesis 50:20 reveals Joseph's perspective after the promise was fulfilled. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. His pain was the soil where purpose grew. His testing season positioned him for a divine elevation that impacted nations. The same is true for you. Every season of betrayal, every door that shut, every relationship that didn't last, none of it was wasted. God was protecting your heart from what would have limited your destiny. He was pruning your spirit for something greater. The one He's sending into your life won't just love your smile. They will understand your scars. They will not run from your calling, they will run with it. And that's why it had to take time. Because kingdom partnerships aren't rushed, they are revealed at the appointed hour. When God gave Abraham the promise of becoming a father of many nations, He also allowed a long season of waiting. Abraham had to walk in faith long before the promise of Isaac ever came. But it was his obedience in the wilderness, his faith in the unseen, that made him the father of faith. Romans 4:22-21 says, "Yet he did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God, but was strengthened in his faith and gave glory to God, being fully persuaded that God had power to do what He had promised." You may not see how everything fits together right now, but just like Abraham, God is building your faith. He is shaping you to believe even when nothing makes sense. He is training your heart to rest in Him instead of rushing ahead. Because this divine union, this relocation and this next chapter are not something you can build with your own hands. It is something God Himself will establish. The one who is meant to walk with you into this next season is not just another connection. They are your divine ally. This person carries a prayer life, a heart posture, and a spiritual depth that mirrors your own. They have endured their own refining fire. They have walked through their own wilderness. They've been tested in silence too. And when God brings your paths together, it won't just feel right, it will align with purpose. This is why your heart must be ready. The divine test is not just about your circumstances, it's about your character. It's about how you respond when the promise is silent. Will you keep worshiping when nothing shifts? Will you remain faithful when everyone else seems to be receiving their blessings before you? Will you keep your eyes on God when the enemy whispers lies about your future? James 1:12 says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." Your perseverance is producing something eternal. Your consistency is opening doors that no man can shut. Your obedience is unlocking a chapter that was written long before you even prayed for it. God is saying to someone right now, this move is not accidental. I've gone before you. I've prepared the place. I've prepared the heart. I've aligned the timing. And when it's time, you will look back and understand why the delays were necessary. You will realize the wilderness was not punishment. It was preparation for the weight of the promise. In this waiting season, God is teaching you how to respond. It's not enough to just hold on. It's about how you hold on. Speak life over your future even when you feel weary. Guard your tongue from words of doubt. Worship instead of worrying. Pray instead of panicking. Refuse to compare your journey with others. Your timeline is divine, not delayed. Matthew 7:7 says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you." Keep asking. Keep seeking. Keep knocking. God's silence does not mean He's ignoring you. It means He's working in a realm you can't yet see. His promises are never void. His timing is perfect. The enemy will always try to sow discouragement right before the breakthrough. He will try to convince you that nothing is happening. But this is the moment where your faith must roar louder than your feelings. This is the time to say, "God, even if I can't see it, I trust you. Even if I don't understand it, I choose to believe." That kind of faith shakes the atmosphere. That kind of faith accelerates divine alignments. And when the appointed moment comes, the person God has for you will not need to be convinced to love you. They will recognize you. Their spirit will know. It will be like two puzzle pieces finally fitting together after years of being shaped. It will be peace, not confusion. It will be clarity, not chaos. Because 1 Corinthians 14:33 reminds us, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." Many of you have already felt this stirring. Your spirit has been restless because it knows something is shifting. And now, as this message draws to a close, I want you to take a deep breath and let this truth settle into your spirit. You are not being overlooked. You are being prepared. You are not behind. You are right on schedule for what God has ordained for you. Every delay has been divine. Every test has been purposeful. Every tear has watered the soil of the promise. This next move isn't just relocation. It's a holy transition. It's God's way of aligning you with the partner who will love you in ways that reflect His heart. The one God has chosen for you will not be a source of confusion, but a vessel of peace. They will not only walk beside you, but carry the same flame for God that burns within you. They will be your prayer partner, your encourager, your safe place, and your teammate in purpose. When this happens, you will know it wasn't coincidence. It will be a divine orchestration that could only come from the Lord. Isaiah 43:2 reminds you, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned." God has been with you through every storm, and He will be with you in this new beginning. This is your season of divine fulfillment. It's your time to step into the promise with faith, boldness, and gratitude. I encourage you right now to declare your faith in the comments. Type "blessed and ready" as a prophetic statement that you are stepping into your new chapter with a surrendered heart. If this message has spoken to your spirit, don't leave without liking this video. Share it with someone who needs this reminder. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a divine message meant to strengthen and guide you. God is faithful to finish what He started. The move is coming. The partner is prepared. The season is shifting, and your testimony is on its way. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep walking forward, because when the time is right, God Himself will make it happen. Beloved, there's something powerful God needs you to understand in this season. Waiting is not punishment, it's preparation. The delay you're experiencing right now is not God ignoring your prayers. It's heaven aligning your steps with the exact moment your promise is ready to meet you. When God is about to release a destiny connection, especially something as sacred as a marriage He has ordained, He does not rush. He positions. He refines. He teaches you how to hear His voice above the noise. And most importantly, He softens your heart to recognize what is truly sent from Him, not just what looks appealing on the surface. Right now, many of you are standing in the in-between. Not where you were, but not yet where you're going. This is the bridge of faith. And God says, "I am not late. I am exact." Think about that for a moment. Every divine union, every God-ordained love story is set on a divine timetable. And when the appointed time comes, nothing and no one can stop it. Your future husband will not pass you by. He will not miss you. He will not overlook you. Because when God writes a story, it unfolds in perfection. This season of waiting is sharpening your discernment. It's increasing your capacity to love and to lead with grace. God is preparing you to stand beside someone who carries destiny. And that means your foundation must be strong enough to hold the weight of what's coming. So if it feels heavy, if it feels quiet, if it feels delayed, hear this clearly. It's not a curse. It's the sound of construction in the Spirit. God is building something that will last a lifetime. He's not just preparing your future husband to identify himself. He's preparing you to recognize him when he does. This is why your spirit has been so alert lately. This is why certain distractions have suddenly fallen away. This is why you can't settle for less anymore. Because your heart knows something is coming. And it's not just love. It's destiny. It's purpose. It's partnership.